back to the Diabetic Diet Show. Today's show is barbecue pork chops with zucchini and sweet potatoes. It's show number 138. I also have the Brussels sprouts. So let's get started on things. I'm going to cook them in bacon grease with onions and garlic. So I'm just going to knock the ends off these just like this. Now this is garlic that's at room temperature. So let's go ahead and put it in here. We'll put our lid on top just like this. Okay. Let's see if it worked. Looks like it worked. Paper's off. I'd like to be the guy that thought of that. Tell everybody, I'm the guy that thought of shaking the garlic so the paper comes off it. That'll be my claim to fame. Now, what's nice about having a garlic cutter, this might be a spice grinder, you don't have to cut anything or do any more with it. You just put it in here, hit the button. And around it goes. Where it stops, no one knows. There you go, it's all cut up. Now the pan's getting hot. Pull the lid off it. You know, putting a lid on a pan makes it heat quicker, cook faster. I have some bacon grease. Every grandma kept bacon grease on the kitchen stove, right? That's an old grandma's trick. Give it a little turn around the pan. Let's get that going. Now, next thing we need to do is onions. Just put that on there for the moment. Let's do the onions. So I got my hand. Set that little rascal aside. Just take the canopy off of this. Just like this. A little messy. Just going to set it aside for the moment while I clean up. Now, I need to cut these up. Lots of ways to cut an onion. This is one of them. I have the heel down on the back of the knife, and I'm just sticking the knife in like this. Just sliding the knife in. That way I can control the knife where it's going. Hopefully don't cut myself. Paper here. Then I'm just going to come up about a 1/2 inch and just cut in. Just cutting in like a chevron. There we go. Lots of onions. Okay, we don't want to cut them too small. Let's go ahead and pull that off. And let's get these onion rascals in here before my eyes start to water. Unless I was crying over onions. Maybe cry over throwing them on the floor. But then the guy's got to clean them up. That's what you do in a restaurant. They just throw everything on the floor and then they sweep. Onions and bacon grease. Garlic on top. I'm putting my garlic on top. Let the onions kind of protect the garlic a little bit. Now don't stir that up. Leave that garlic on top so it kind of sits up there and steams and sweats. Salt, copious amounts. I learned that from the fire department when they used to tell us to put copious amounts of water on the ceiling of a tin building so the roof wouldn't fall in. Now, let those go. Let's talk about Brussels sprouts really fast. We need to clean these up, and we need to do it fast. There we go. Knock off the bottom, cut them in half, pull off the outside, just like that. Set these down and just cut them a few times. Throw them on top. Bottom. Cut them in half or thirds. So here I am. Now, put the lid on these, let them sweat for a couple of minutes. Another one. Try to escape. Well, they sure smell good. They're all set, all cooked. Got to kind of move them around a little bit. Toss them in that bacon grease. I cooked these pork chops yesterday to speed things up today. I didn't finish them all the way, so I like my pork chops cooked to 165. I cooked these to 145 and then I pulled them out. Now I'm putting them inside a glass Pyrex bowl with a lid and at least 2 tablespoons of water. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees and I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. I've pulled the pork chops out of the oven. Now, I need to put the Brussels sprouts in here to clear this pan and to keep them warm. If you really need to throw them in the oven, let's say 250, but I'm planning on doing this fast enough, I think I'll be okay. So, get that lid on there. Don't worry about that for now. Let's talk about our ingredients. We have sweet potatoes, barbecue sauce, I've measured it out. We have Demi-Glace, measured it out, used up the last of the bottle. Zucchini, and a little piece of butter I cut off from a sample that I got. So I'm going to use it up. Now, the sweet potatoes take a while to cook. You can cut these up into slices like silver dollars and then you can boil them. But it's much quicker, much more quicker if you throw them in the microwave. So that's what I'm going to do. Here they are. Now for how long those sweet potatoes are going to take, I can't tell you exactly because it's going to depend on the size of the sweet potatoes and your microwave. Mine is like a 700 watt, so I put them in for 3 minutes and then I check them, and then all you have to do is squeeze the sweet potatoes, and when they're soft, they're done. So I have my pan turned on. I have a zucchini, cut off the ends. I'm going to cut this up in slices about 1/4 of an inch. They like to roll away, little rascals. They keep trying to make a break for it. I just set up some roadblocks here. My son had a lot of safety training, so we used to kid him that he would set up orange safety cones, everything he did. So I just set these up like they're his orange safety cones. Now let's see one of these try to get away. Watch it roll backwards. Just slow cut this last one. This is pretty simple. Pan, olive oil. Reminds me I need to order some more olive oil. I order it from my sister. I keep ordering it, she keeps shipping it. I love olive oil. Now there's a little bit of bacon grease still in this pan that I used for the Brussels sprouts. So I'll just let this go a little bit here like that. Now I'm going to throw my butter in. You know, you don't need an exact measurement on that, but that's probably about 1/8 of a stick. If you want to see my measurements and ingredients and stuff, if you look right in the show notes, right below here on YouTube, or if you go to my website, which is jamestdds.blogspot.com, all the ingredients are listed there. And while I'm thinking of it, right now in the lower right-hand corner of the video is the subscribe button. I'm on a campaign. I'm trying to get my first 1,000 subscribers. So if you would just click on that and subscribe, and then if you want, next to my name there's a bell button you can hit so you get notified just like that when a new video gets dropped. So butter's melting, and you want to use butter and olive oil together so that your butter doesn't burn. Butter melts at a lower temperature than olive oil does. There's like peanut oil and canola oil. These, it has to really get hot for these to burn. That's why they use them in the woks, because they're not going to burn. So let's get this going here. Let's give it a little bit of a shake. Now the sweet potato's done, so I'm just going to check that. I'll be right back. I put it in for another 3 minutes, so I just keep doing it in a few minute increments. Okay, butter's melted. Let's go ahead and drop these little rascals in here. Just like that. There we go. Now let's throw some salt on them. And let's put some pepper. I like peppers. Now as an option with this, you could use jalapeno peppers, you could use poblano peppers, you could use red pepper flakes if you like to have things hot. I'm kind of not really doing hot things right now. My stomach says no, so that's the story. Let's put these on here. Let's let that go for a few minutes while the potatoes cook. I'm going to go ahead and put in here my barbecue sauce. Just like that. Let that just be there. That was hot. Should have used the other hand. Surprise! Just came out of the oven at 350 degrees. I'm surprised that was hot. You know, they do make these little things that you can use. I have them kind of all over the place here. This is not Garfield Goose or Miss Pac-Man. It's supposed to be for this. Zucchinis are smelling good. The potato beeped, so I did 2 more minutes in there. Let's try this fancy little thing and see if it works for anything other than having fun with it. And let's take a look at these zucchinis. It's time to turn them over. Yeah, definitely time to turn them over. Hey, look at those. Oh boy, and they smell so good. You know, the good part about doing this cooking show is I get to eat all this food. You gotta try it, man. You gotta make some food. You gotta cook. It's so much fun to eat good food. Let's go ahead and turn this heat off. I think we're done with this. Okay, let's put that aside for the moment. Let's check these sweet potatoes. I just took them out of the microwave. Let's see if they'll squish. Yes, they look like they will squish. So that means they should be cooked enough. We'll let that sit for just a moment and give this some attention. Now, I'm going to pull my zucchinis out of here. I want to heat up the barbecue sauce and the demi-glaze. So, give this a little bit of a shake here. So I'm going to cut these just like this. Let's just grab some soft butter. Just put some butter in the middle of that. Let's just top it. You could use brown sugar, you could use maple syrup, you could use honey. If you can get the lid open. So I need to rinse that before I put it away, huh, next time? Maple syrup. Okay, let's serve this up. So, boy, does this look good. So, I have some zucchinis. We'll put some of those on the plate. Just like this. And then I have pork chop. And Brussels sprouts. Wow, look at that. That looks really, really good. Let's take and stir this up a little bit. And then let's just put some right here on the plate. There we go. That's a show for the day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.